Coming up in today's episode, we hit up 3 locations packed with things that you have never seen, collectible toys, video games, retro games, current gen games, a little bit of everything. Welcome to King's Exchange, located in Kirkby in Ashfield. Now, I have been here once before, and it's worth pointing out that this is a brand new retro gaming corner extravaganza. This, I say, is brand new because when we first went in, this was not here. This was lots of memorabilia in here, such as autographed pictures, guitars, etc, etc. But this is now a dedicated geek corner. So I will feature everybody's information, Facebook pages, etc. in the description of this video if you want to pay them a visit. Now, what jumps out at you most here is obviously the Pokemon Pikachu edition of the Nintendo 64. There's unboxed and boxed, and whilst it's kind of up there in terms of price, what you're getting here is absolute quality. So I think that the prices do reflect the quality. I loved this little CRT setup, and you'll see it in more detail. It actually inspired me to make my CRT graphic that you saw in the introduction. I made that in Photoshop as soon as I came home from scouring this awesome place packed full of retro games. Oddly, one of my favourite pieces in this store was this, the Helm's Deep battle set for Lord of the Rings. It was only £40, but I'm not a massive Lord of the Rings kind of collector, but I was like, it made me think I need to go and watch the special editions of the movies again. So I love going into a shop and connecting with an item and thinking, hey, I need to go and watch this film or play this game. I think for me, it's just an absolute awesome masterpiece. And I need to watch E.T. again, to be fair. This is pretty much the view as you walk in the store, and there were Sega Master System and Mega Drive games on the left hand side just after the glass cabinet as you walk in. Here are some of those right here. We've even got a Japanese game in there as well. And then we're going to take a look at the Sega Master System games. Some really nice stuff. Battle Outrun, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, Alien Storm, classic Road Rash. Always got a little bit of love and time for Road Rash. But to be honest, I don't play the Sega Master System as much as I play other consoles, such as the original Xbox. As we can see, a nice little selection. These were located on the floor below the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 games if you do go in. Gav, who owns King's Exchange, did say that because I've filmed in here before, a lot of people have been in. So that's really nice to know. Again, we're supporting local businesses. And if you agree with that and you like these retro game hunts, I would ask that you guys subscribe to the channel. It is free, of course, and I'm always going to be doing tons of retro game hunts, and I've been smashing the Amiga content recently. So if you like that kind of thing, I would just ask here that you guys subscribe. Lovely little selection of Nintendo Switch titles here. Bar Farming Simulator, of course, because that is not my kind of game. A little bit of Splatoon 2. I'm actually really looking forward to Splatoon 3. Let me know if you are too. Now we're just finishing up here before we move to the second location, which will be Nina's shop in Kirkby in Ashfield, called Kirkby Sales and Exchange. We've got some brand new games coming up for you in that location. Slimer in the window. Wow, I would love that. It was for sale at £999. I don't have that kind of money. YouTube ads pay pittance. People think I'm absolutely loaded, but I can assure you I am not. But if I had the disposable income, I would actually consider that if I had the disposable income. What do you think? Would you have the room for something like that? I've always been never been a fan of the small figures, such as small, I don't know, just tiny little figures, but something like that. Huge, bold, in your face, massive part of my childhood, huge nostalgia. I would have loved it. Now I've got some gorgeous PS4 titles in here. I recently updated to PlayStation Plus Extra, so I'm just kind of wondering here as a bit of a discussion piece if that's going to impact the physical game experience from the PlayStation. Of course, we know that Xbox games physical sales, they struggle to shift because of Game Pass, for example. Things like Yakuza here, we've got Yakuza, which is on Game Pass, otherwise I would have purchased this, but there's no need because I'm a Game Pass Ultimate owner. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there because I have been thinking about it a lot recently. And I've also been thinking about this. This is a Borderlands spin-off. I'm yet to have it in my collection. I want to wait till it comes right down in price. It was 27 quid here with a gorgeous holographic case. And the edition, I can't remember what edition it was, but it did have some DLC. I think that code would have been redeemed. Otherwise, I may have potentially have picked that up for £27. Now, Nina had a lot more PS1 games in, and typically these would have been in the back, and we're going to take a little venture into the back so you guys can see more retro games later. But we've got some really nice selection of PS1 here. Dino Crisis. We need a HD remaster of Dino Crisis. A classic Resident Evil style game, but with dinosaurs. Now, I completed it on the PlayStation 1 over on my Twitch stream about a year ago actually, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Not so much for Dino Crisis 2, but really enjoyed the first. Now, I will show you guys everything that I picked up in this episode. You need to stay tuned. But spoiler alert, I did pick up Devil Dice. Never played this, but looking on the back, it seemed like really innovative, and I thought for 24 quid, I'm gonna give it a go. Having done so many Amiga episodes recently, I've been thinking about pinball games quite a lot, as there's of course lots of really famous pinball games on the Amiga. So Extreme Pinball, as you saw in the footage just before this game, thought that looked really cool, and I really wanted to take my time in looking at these PlayStation 1 games because the prices were really good. So if you go to Kirkby Sales and Exchange, as you walk in the shop, take a left, and then it's like the very end aisle, you'll see the PS1 games located there. This game, I was telling Sarah, this is a fun game. Oh, actually, I've just triggered my memory, not a memory, but a yearning for, I need to stream that. That is a really good game. Both me and my brother had so much fun playing that back in the day. Now, I literally parked myself on the floor and scoured through the PlayStation 1 games because I actually spent most of my time with the PS1 games in this particular store. I had a really good time, and I did pick up 3 PS1 games. So now we have some gorgeous rare array of Game Boy Pokemon games. We come into the back of the store. There's some arcade cabs in here. I filmed many an episode in Kirkby Sales and Exchange, and I've always been a fan of the arcade cabs that you'll see later on. But this was nice to see. Loads of really good Pokemon games. Now, this was actually for sale. If I had the room, I would have liked to have purchased it, but unfortunately I don't have the room, even with the Lady Loft and the Lady Lounge back at Team 24 HQ. And I thought I'd have a go. I'm obviously kind of filming here and driving one-handed, and Sarah said to me, Gemma, it's just like you're driving in real life. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm actually a really good driver, rest assured. Sarah, she takes the wheel now just to show me how it's really done, and then just bails immediately. But yeah, this was 500 quid. I thought that was really cool. Some wicked customs here on the Game Boy front. I've got some Pokemon stuff, got the GBA at the back there, the GBA, GBA, I was going to say Game Boy Advance, but GBA in the back, and then of course you just caught a glimpse of the classic Game Boy. Not a massive amount on the Dreamcast front. I would have liked to have seen some more on the Sega Dreamcast, and it was very slim pickings as well on the Sega Saturn, but on the whole, I always have such a fun experience coming in here. And I've mentioned before with shops like Doorway to Darkness, same with Kirkby Sales and Exchange, they tend to flip the layout of their stock quite a bit. So you always, or at least I always, get a different experience going in. I never think, oh, I've been in here and the game, because there's nothing worse for me than going in a shop and seeing the same layout and the same games. It just, I don't know about you guys, but it just doesn't really do it for me. I like to see lots of different variety. And this turtle here, loved the little Pokemon card with the price tag on it. Nice touch, a little bit of innovation and flair to add to the nostalgic venture in this store. PS2 debugging test kit, no hard drive, 230 quid. I have one of them but with the hard drive, so I think mine was from EA, so I need to really dive into that. But we're just about to leave Kirkby Sales and Exchange now and taking one last look at the gorgeous Slimer whilst trying to dodge the wet paint. But I just love this, guys. But now we're heading over to Nina's dad's at Alfreton Sales and Exchange. These were brand new, never before seen in any video I've done or in the shop. I loved these and I kept saying to John, wow, I cannot believe you have these. I'm a huge Tomb Raider girl, massive Tomb Raider fan. And they were all 6 of them. There was a set of these, very, 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 very expensive. John didn't want to sell any separately, wanted to sell these as a set because there was one in here that I would have bought, and it was Lara Croft in the original outfit. The original outfit. I think it's in the bag that he's got back there. You can just see John in the background. So I just loved these. I took some pictures. I'll add additional ones over on my Instagram as well. But I really would have wanted one of these with the original outfit. So maybe some of you guys would like to buy these as a set. I don't know. John doesn't use Facebook, but I'll link the address and phone number of the store in the description, so you guys can kind of just drive out there. They're only open, John and Wendy, they're only open on a Friday and a Saturday from about 11:30 till about 4:30. So back downstairs then, we've got some unboxed games, GameCube, PlayStation, etc, etc, but the bulk of the games were actually upstairs. Down here again, we've got pads, Dreamcast, we've got a Duke Xbox original controller there, the transparent Xbox controller. I mean, in terms of controllers, loads of stock. Actually, somebody came in and bought a Super Nintendo controller as I was in. Some very kind of basic PS1 titles downstairs as well. So as you go in, you'll take a right, you'll walk towards the desk, the till area, and these are all on your right hand side. As well as, because it's not just retro, we got PlayStation 4 as well. There's 360, Xbox One, absolute tons of games. Again, if you want to check it out, I'll link everything in the description. Now, I didn't buy anything from here today, which is unlike me, but the previous 2 stores that we featured in this episode, I did buy things. And I really, really, really wanted that Lara Croft again. I know I keep saying it, and you're probably like, shut up, but I really, really wanted it. Now, a lot of this stock I've shown in a previous episode, and that's because John said not a lot of games had come in. A lot of games had been selling, but not a lot of trades had come in. In fact, the Tomb Raider figures, he said he'd had for a number of years and he'd just bought them in from home as he'd got some stock laying about at home as well. Last couple of bits then in the plastic tubs. Lots of Master System, the odd Mega Drive game bundled in. And what I love about this store is, as you can see, everything just looks like a Aladdin's cave treasure trove kind of setup. It really is a unique place, and I'll always hold it very dearly in my heart because it was my childhood store. It was my childhood store, guys, so go and pay it a visit. In the case here, we've got some really nice boxed games. As you go up on to the first floor, take a left, and you will see these cases packed full of Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, you name it. There's lots of really cool things in here. So, is there anything in these 3 stores that you have seen that you would have purchased? Your role now is to timestamp everything that you would have purchased in the comment section, because we are actually going to take a trip back to Team 24 HQ and you guys are going to check out exactly what I picked up. Really enjoyed doing this. It was so nice to hit up 3 stores in one episode. It just makes for such a fun day, bouncing from location to location. Loads more planned for this week, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Got some Amiga content. Let's check out what I picked up. I need a few seconds of your time to tell you about channel memberships. If you guys want to become a channel member, click join from the main page or the second link in the description. There are 3 tiers, all with different perks for you if you want to become a team member. Thanks for your time. Let's continue with the video.